Hey folks, Brad coming at you here with a couple things to show you. My best contenders hit. I did a few contenders breaks. I don't usually go like real heavy into contenders. I'm not a contenders lover like some of you. But I always say with contenders, the top 20% blast, the rest of it's crap, frankly. So that's why it's kind of like breaking basketball where this particular product where it's like, you hit the top 20%, it sells, man. It's crazy, really. But the rest of it's like, yeah, no one wants that. You know. Now, again, you'll get the rare guy that'll come out of nowhere in a few years and it'll be worth a lot because he doesn't have anything. But overall, it's kind of like the Bowman draft of football, It's kind of like that because Bowman draft's the same way. You just hope some of these guys make it, I guess. But I'm not like a lover of it. I don't hate it either. But, yeah, here's my best hit. Alvin Kamara rookie ticket. His 9.5/10s will definitely bring a premium with his auto because, as you can see, that's definitely streaky, and that's on a lot of his autographs. So 10 autos for him will definitely bring a premium, I'm sure. But that was my best contenders hit. I did a few on them. Like I had the Lions in one. I hit a couple Kenny Galladays. Nothing huge. But you can't all be Slick Willie, who's just pulling cracked ice out of his ass. I don't know what's that all about. But congrats to him. That's awesome. But yeah, I don't do a ton of contenders, and part of the reason why I don't do a ton of contenders is it is impossible, and I say impossible, to figure it out. Like I like to be semi-calculated when sometimes I just join them just for fun. But if I'm going to spend any kind of money on it, I like to be calculated. And it is impossible to be calculated with the product. It's so freaking random. You got 400 autographs in the darn product. Impossible. They only give you two of the big names a case, so you'll either get Watson, Mahomes, who's the toughest one to hit, by the way, Trubisky, which is probably the second toughest one to hit, Kamara, Hunt, Dalvin Cook. Did I miss one? And Leonard Fournette. I don't think I missed one. You get two of those 7 every case. You might have an outlier that gives you 3, but for the most part, you get 2 of the 7 of those guys in every case. So, for an all-rookie product, basically, I mean, you get some vet stuff in it, but only getting 2 of the top guys pretty much every case, I don't know if I don't like it. So, overall, it's typical contender. If you like contenders, you're going to like this. That's the best way you can do it. If you're kind of like me, where you're just kind of like in between, some nice, just kind of, you're just kind of in between on it, you'll be in between on it. So, Alvin Kamara, these are like $100, so that's pretty good for just a basic autograph, which is why people like to buy it. I get it, but I just don't love it. And now to a cool product that is inexpensive. That's nice. A product that isn't all about autographs. What? Revolution Basketball. Well, this is right up some of your alleys, right? We always ask for Panini, like it's all about hits now, right? Well, particularly in basketball, it is not. And particularly this product. Revolution. I bought the Celtics. Killed it. Killed it. That's usually the high-end team. If I'm going to buy this year in a product, I buy the Celtics. I only got one regular base, so that worried me, right? I was like, I only got one regular base. This is the regular base. There's Astros. Impacts are the awesome. I like the Impacts. Grooves, all kinds of stuff. So there's the regular base card, Jason Tatum. And this is the basic Rookie Revolution insert of Jason Tatum. And those were only the 2 basic cards I got in 16 boxes. So I was like, that's kind of weird. I've seen a lot more just, regular Tatum base. Because I bought them figuring, I'm going to get a third of my money back. Even if I hit nothing. Just in Tatum cards. Tatum and Kyrie cards, So, bam. There we go. So you're thinking, that didn't quite go as planned. But I hit a 30 or 18 of 50. This is the Cubic Showstoppers, which these are badass, of Jayson Tatum. Like I said, impacts are my favorite, I think. And then, of course, you got the Rare Galactic that come out about one per case. Some have 0, some have 2, you know. But, beautiful card. You usually get 6 to 7 autographs per 16-box master. Usually get one auto that's numbered to 50 or less, typically in a master. But yeah, you know, it doesn't have a scrub autograph checklist. You know, there's a couple lower tier rookies maybe. But they're still first round guys. It isn't like lower tier, like random guys. But, you know, guys you're not necessarily chasing. But good vet checklist. You know, it's not a watered down checklist by any stretch. And it's just a nice little fun product. So there was 18 of 50. But then I got lucky enough to hit 2 of like the 6 autographs. First up, Gordon Hayward, which is a beautiful set, always is. And I'm pretty sure that's his first on-card in a Celtics uni, too. So, that was pretty sweet. I bet his ankle still hurts. And then the big boy here, I was lucky enough to hit the rookie autograph of the guy I was chasing, Mr. Jayson Tatum. So all I was missing was Kyrie. They have 3 autographs on the checklist. All I missed was Kyrie. But typically you get 2 A autographs. Guess is the way you want to describe it, whether it's a top name rookie or like a Kobe or a Shaq or a, you know, those top guys, Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns, you know, guys like that. You usually get 2 of those in a 16 boxer, 2 A autographs supposedly. But nice autograph on that, and this kid does look like the real deal for sure. So yeah, that break went well. So yeah, I probably won't be doing any more of it because how am I really going to top that? You know, what's the chances of topping that? I should say. So that was cool. Like I said, fun product, not expensive. If you're doing case breaks, though, do them in the 16-box master. Because the problem is, I notice a lot of times the Galactic is often with an A vet auto in the same box. Why they did that, I have no idea. But oftentimes it is, not every time. So there's a lot of dud boxes. And I'm not talking when I say dud like no autograph, because there's only 6, 7 autographs. I mean like you might get one numbered card to like 100 of a no-name, and that's all that's in the box. So that's the danger of it, is there's usually about 4 just complete duds in that 16-box master. So I would probably do it as a 16-box master. Don't split it up. Because, like I said, one side's probably going to have a Galactic and a huge autograph. So if you do the other side, you're only getting one good hit. So, but, yeah, that's all from the breaking front. On to football. Pretty decent slate of games, I would say, week 1. You had the Chiefs the Chiefs, which is why I wasn't rooting for them to make the playoffs, because we already know how the story ends. But credit the Titans for hanging in there. They fought. The funny thing is, it wasn't like they played amazing in the second half and came back to win. It was just it was a gradual, just, you know, partial met down, partial they played better, but they for sure got to figure out how to throw the football or they will not beat the Patriots. I mean, let's just be real. The forward passing game is not much to be desired there in Tennessee here lately. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how Mariota got worse throwing the ball. I don't know how that happened. Now, he still makes some like really good throws here and there, and then it'll just be like, what are you doing? And then when he does throw it on target, the receiver won't catch it. It's Tennessee's definitely got to get that figured out against heading to Foxborough for sure. So we know 90% of us are all rooting for the Titans. But of course, they cannot fall down double digits early on, or it will be a 40-point bludgeoning. But if they can stay in there and keep it close in the fourth, they play well in the fourth quarter, they can do it. But, yeah, start of that game, they cannot start like they did against Chiefs, or game over for sure. What other? I actually am one of the few people that enjoyed the Jags-Bills game. Everyone's like, this is the worst game ever. Because I love fantasy football, and these aren't big fantasy football stats. No, okay? It's called two teams that have to win a certain way to win. Okay? Now, it's not pretty. The quarterback play is not great. I know that. But the two defenses are very good, and they play a certain way. They play to keep it close, minimal mistakes, make your defense make a play, offense makes a play or two, and you get out of there with a victory. You know, that's how they have to play. If they try to play a different way, most times it's not going to work out well for them. So I actually enjoyed a nice defensive matchup where field position meant something. You know, you're in 3rd and 7, you're screwed. You know, that sort of thing. I kind of enjoyed it. Now, it was not a great offensive display, but the defense deserves some credit for that. You know, I mean, it wasn't two top quarterbacks going at it or anything, but I happened to actually enjoy it. A nice 10-3 ball game. You know, everybody else like boring. I'm like, you know, it's just the age we live in now where we always want points and yards, you know. I kind of enjoyed it. A little bit of a throwback. What else? Falcons beating the Rams wasn't really surprising to me. You know, Rams weren't ready for that yet. With that being said, Falcons are favored on the road against the number 1 seeded Eagles, which all Eagles fans, I think, 75% of them seem like they've thrown in the towel. On the news cycles, it seems about 75% of them have written the Eagles off. I'm actually one of the few that don't really get that. Obviously, they're better with Carson Wentz. But that front seven can still get after you, right? They get after Matt Ryan. We've seen how the Falcons, they're up and down all season, right? I can see that front seven getting after him a little bit. You know, gets after him a little bit. You keep it close. You win a 20-17 ball game in Philly. I can see that happening. I don't know. I mean, people hate on Nick Foles, but he can make a few throws here and there. I mean, I don't know. Everybody's counting out the Eagles. I think they can get after him a little bit on defense and keep the game close and sneak one out. I really do. I actually think I like the Eagles in that game, to be quite honest with you. Playing in Philly, the weather's probably going to suck. I don't know. Everybody likes the Falcons. I kind of like the Eagles. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like the Eagles in that one. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll be proven to be an idiot. But I kind of like the Eagles in that one. And I know I'm in the minority in that. But obviously the game of last weekend was probably Saints-Panthers. Panthers just settled for way too many field goals. And who would have thought you would have seen the day where the Panthers say, Drew Brees, you beat us. And he did. He was on point. I mean, he made some good throws throwing receivers open, you know. You saw a nice quarterback display of, you know, what's the difference between those mid-tier guys and the top-tier guys? Well, you kind of saw it on Sunday afternoon. He threw a lot of passes where the guy wasn't really open. He threw them open, you know, which is what you see from the best. Panthers definitely said, you ain't running on us today. They picked their poison. Drew Brees beat them. On offense, they actually moved the ball. They had the ball most of the game. But would they attempt 5 field goals? He missed a short one, which he never misses. But you can't attempt 5 field goals in a playoff game, and you're probably going to regret that. And that's really what happened. Saints got more touchdowns. Panthers got field goals. Bam. Lose by a little bit. But it was a good football game. They go play the Vikes. On paper, that should be game of the week, I would think, right? But the Vikes will not overcompensate for their running game, though. Vikes don't play like that, so we'll see if the Saints can get that running train going, because they will not let Drew Brees throw for 376 and pretty much flawless game. That ain't happening. So We'll see how Case Keenum does in his first playoff game. That's the other interesting thing this week. Huge disparity in playoff experience in all these games. Like, huge. You know, you got Brady versus Mariota, it's like 34-1. You got Roethlisberger Bortles, which is like 20-1. You got Ryan and Foles, which is like 12-1 or something. And then you've got, you know, Breeze and Keenum, which is who knows what to 1 or whatever it is. You know. So, to none. Actually, Keenum has none. So, big disparity in experience. We'll see if that matters come Saturday and Sunday. So, it should be a nice slate. Pittsburgh-Jacksonville is the one I didn't talk about. Pittsburgh-Jacksonville. Jacksonville struggles with a lot of motion, a lot of different formations. You play them straight up, they will kick your ass. You know, the Bills, you know, they're not innovative by any stretch. You saw it just wasn't happening. And the last time the Steelers played them, they kind of, you know, did their whole, here's my 3 wide receivers, here's Jesse James, here's our running back. And they went after him. They're going to have to be creative in this one. And if they are, the one thing the Jaguars defense struggles against, and you saw it recently with the 49ers, which is what Kyle Shanahan does, a lot of different formations, a lot of crossing back and forth, a lot of misdirection, and they were lost. They did not communicate well. They were lost in that game. Lost. So I'm interested to see if the Steelers do that, or if they kind of play that bread and butter, hey, we're just better than you. And if they have that mindset, I think it can come back to bite them in the ass. But we'll see if they kind of switch things up. And, you know, you see a lot of different formations from a lot of motion, all that junk. I'm interested to see with that. Because if they don't, and they let the Jaguars just attack them, they could be in for another long day like they were in Week 5. So, we'll see. I think if they do make those adjustments, though, I just don't know if the Jaguars will score enough. Just like the Titans, I just don't know if they're going to be able to score enough to pull it out. But I hope that's the case. Definitely I'm rooting for Titans, Jags, Vikings, and Eagles. Those are who I'm rooting for this week. Now, here's who I think will win. I think Eagles squeak out one against the Falcons, playing at home, in an upset. Who would have thought we'd have said that, right? The 1 seed in an upset. I got to go with the Pats, even though I don't want to. I just don't see Tennessee getting to that about 28-point mark that they're going to need to get to. So I think the Patriots pull that out. The Jags-Steelers game, like I said, it just all depends on how that's played. Can Bortles just complete some passes down the field? They're going to be there. I really think they're going to be chances there, but I just don't know if he'll pull it off. So I'm going to go with the Steelers. Make a few adjustments. Just play a little better all around. And I don't think it'll be a blowout, though. And I think the Steelers squeeze that out. And then I like Minnesota over New Orleans. I think Minnesota has the best roster in the playoffs, 1 through 53. I think Minnesota has the best roster. Now, again, you don't play 53 guys all the time, so, what does that actually say? I don't know, but I think I'm going to go with the Vikings. We'll see if Case Keenum is ready for prime time, I guess, huh? He has his opportunity to make himself some money in these playoffs. He already made himself a little bit, but he's got a chance to get a huge contract in these playoffs, so we'll see what he does. But I like the Vikings in that one. So Vikings, Steelers, Pats, Eagles. That's all the top seeds. Boring. Sorry, folks. But thanks for watching. I don't know how I just made this video 19 minutes. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it doesn't freeze. So enjoy it. Stay warm, guys. Love you all.